let's have a look here at how we rearrange equations. So the idea with rearranging is we're just moving things around. Okay, so I've got an equation here and I want to make x the subject of this equation. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to think I want the x on the left hand side. That's my goal, is to get x equals with a bunch of stuff. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. So I need to figure out what needs to move to which side to get to that point. So I notice first of all that my 3x is on the right hand side. So if I moved it across, it would become negative. But what I could do is I could literally just flip the whole thing around. So I could just take this side and just flip them over. And that's what I'm just going to do. So I'm going to get 3x plus 2 equals y take away 4. If this equals that, then that equals this. Okay, so I'm not changing anything. I'm just flipping it around to make it easier for myself. The next step is I want to get the x by itself. So I want to get rid of the 2. So I need to take that value of 2 and move that to the other side. So I'm going to leave the 3x where it is. I'm going to leave the equals, leave the y take away 4. Take away 4. And now I'm just going to move that 2 across to the other side. So as I move that, that's going to become take away 2. Okay, so let's simplify that. 3x equals y. Now minus 4 take away 2 is going to give me minus 6. Okay, nearly there. We've got 3x equals, that's 3 times x. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And that will then cancel out these 3's here to leave me with x equals y take away 6 all divided by 3. And that's my final answer. So let's have now a look at this equation. So I want to rearrange this equation to make z the subject. Okay, so again, I've got the z on the right hand side. So I'm going to do the same trick as I did before, and I'm going to flip the right hand side and the left hand side around. So that's going to give me 5z take away 7 all over 3 equals y plus 1. Okay, now I need to think, what do I do next? So what I've got is I've got this divided by 3. So it's that whole thing, 5z minus 7, all being divided by 3. So there are invisible brackets around here. So I need to get rid of this divided by 3. The opposite of dividing by 3 is to multiply by 3. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. Okay, and that means that this 3 will cancel out on that side, and I'm left with 5z take away 7. And on that side, I'm going to have my 3. I'm just going to put that first, bracket y plus 1. Okay, so getting a bit closer. Now I need to look at this and go 5z take away 7. I'm trying to get down to z equals. So let me now get rid of the minus 7. So I need to take that minus 7 to the other side. So I'm going to leave my 5z alone. I'm going to leave my equals 3 bracket y plus 1 alone. And on that minus 7, if it's minus on one side, it becomes positive 7 on the other. Okay, getting closer. I've still got 5z equals, so I need to get rid of that 5. So 5z means 5 times z. The opposite of times is divide. So I need to divide both sides by 5. So this will cancel out these 5's here. And what I'm going to be left with is z equals 3 bracket y plus 1 close bracket plus 7 all divided by 5. Okay, so I've got z equals. Now I'm just going to look at that equation and think, you know what, if I expanded those brackets, I could tidy it up and simplify this fraction a little bit more. So that's my last thing that I want to do. So I'm going to leave the z equals, and I'm just going to expand out these brackets. So 3 times y will give me 3y, plus, then I'm going to do 3 times 1, so 3 times 1 is 3, plus the 7 all divided by 5. And I can look and go, oh, plus 3 plus 7, let's combine that together. So that gives me z equals 3y plus 10 all divided by 5. And that's the final answer of rearranging this equation. Let's look at a third example now. So what I've got here is I've got an equation for a volume of a sphere. No, circle? Something. Anyway, I've got the volume of an equation for the volume. What I want to do is I want to rearrange that to make h the subject. So again, the first thing, the h is on the right-hand side. So let's flip both those sides around. So I'm going to get pi r squared h equals v. Okay, now I've got a pi. The opposite of pi is, so the opposite of multiplying by pi is dividing by pi. I've also got that I'm multiplying by r squared. So what I want is I want the h by itself. So if I divide one side by pi times r squared, they will cancel out. So therefore, I must also divide the other side by pi times r squared. So that means the pi will cancel, the r squareds will cancel, and I'm left with h equals the volume divided by pi r squared. And there's our rearranging.